We knew all about Tom. Tom was from Sarah High School, right up the street here. At the combine, when you watch Tom, you saw this tall, gangly-looking kid. Looked like having ever seen a weight room. Ran a 5.2 something. One of the slowest quarterbacks in the combine. Does he wow you throwing the ball? Mm-mm. There were some other guys that could shoot it, and he had just an okay arm.
Okay, T.
Did his coaches at Michigan really stand on the table and say, this is the greatest thing since Joe Montana? No.
You know, I would complain all the time that the guys ahead of me were getting more opportunity than I was. There was a certain amount of repetitions in practice. The starter would get 20, the backup would get 10, and I would get 2. And I'd go in and I'd say, well, how can I ever get better? All these guys get all the reps and I only get 2. Just go in there and focus with the 2 that you got and make them as perfect as you possibly can. I did really well with those 2 because I brought enthusiasm, I brought some energy, and I had a little more confidence in myself. And it went from 2 reps to getting 4 reps because those 2 were pretty good. Then I had 4 good reps. Then I got 10 good reps. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is getting. Whenever you get an opportunity, you take advantage of it. Go out there and treat practice like no one else does. We all have our unique challenges, but do the best you can do. Show up every day and make the commitment to yourself and the people that count on you, the people that you support you. And through a lot of failures, you're going to learn a lot and you're going to hopefully be humbled because sometimes you give your best and it doesn't work. And I learned that in sports, and you learn it in life in different ways too. Sometimes you do what you do, you try your best, you work hard, but it just doesn't in the end go the way you want. So what are you going to do? Quit? You're going to just blame everyone else? You're going to go in there and blame the guy next door and blame that person, blame the dog, and you can go out there and sleep until 10 o'clock? Or you're going to get out of bed, wake up, and go do something about it. Learn from it and make it better.
It is Tom Brady hasn't played well in the postseason.
Bottom line, he will not win he'll never win another Super Bowl.
He'll never get to another Super Bowl.
He'll never get to.
You know, we've all faced these different challenges in life, and we've all faced our own adversities. And we look at all the hardest things that have ever happened in our life and the biggest challenges we ever faced. We look back at those and we realize those were absolutely the best things that could have happened. I look at my career now, 23 years of playing, and I've been retired for basically a year and a half. And I think there's no way I would have had the success had I not gone through all the challenges of high school sports and the challenges of college sports. I played with a lot of athletes, and part of my role as a leader was to make these guys feel uncomfortable. Part of even how great they were, I was always focused on making sure that they were working harder than they even thought they could work. There was a lot of points where it probably looked like I could have given up and quit. There's a lot of times where you looked in the mirror thinking, man, I failed on the biggest stage. And then you know what? When I look back, I'm so happy we were down because we overcame something that nobody thought was possible. And we proved to people that when you are down and you are out and you are struggling and it doesn't look great, then you don't quit. We just tried to do the right thing every day. And it wasn't always right, and we didn't always win. There were plenty of losses. We had some huge losses. And even when we tried to do it the right way, and naturally that is life. You try your best, and it doesn't mean you're going to succeed. It just means that you give yourself more of an opportunity to succeed. Then when you succeed, there's enough credit to go around for everybody. And the greatest joy is, even when I think 7-time Super Bowl champ, I'm like, you know what? I have thousands of friends. I have thousands of guys that I committed every bit of who I was to. I bled with them. We played in hot conditions. We played in cold conditions. We lost. We cried. We celebrated. And to me, the joy of life was experiencing those moments with other people. Hopefully you find people that you love to work with, that you push each other to succeed, that you push each other outside of your comfort zone. And it's okay to feel uncomfortable. That's what we need to do to grow. Unless we stress ourselves, unless we stress our mind, it doesn't grow. Unless we stress our bodies, it doesn't grow.
It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2-a-days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself. Success and achievement come from overcoming adversity, and that team accomplishment far exceeds anyone's individual goals. To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. Work ethic, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion in life. We led by example. Nothing in life of significance is ever accomplished alone.